Aloha, everyone, and welcome back to the program. One of my favorite sort of sports talk radio topics to ask folks is, which team are you glad that you are not a fan of? Now, of course, you can't choose a rival because that's just too easy, meaning BYU, you got the night off. You're lucky. Just 2 weeks after the premiere of America's team, The Gambler and His Cowboys, Jerry Jones reminds us why his team will always be, well, a popular choice for just such a question. Now, of course, you may counter that, Steve, you're wearing a Lions hat in your banner photo. Your location ID says Detroit. Hell, you're wearing a Tigers t-shirt right now. You should know a lot about being a fan of a team that no one wants to be a fan of. And to that I say, yeah, I do know. I know exactly how that feels. I do. And if you haven't seen the documentary, do so, because there are few teams more documentary ready than the Cocaine Cowboys. And one of the things that does stand out is that the Jerry Jones we have today is the exact same Jerry Jones that bought the team in 1989. Now, I might be a little naive here, but I did think that Jones would work out a deal with Micah Parsons where Micah would get paid and Jerry could make it look like, well, that he was a qualified general manager. Oh, by the way, on that very topic, do yourself a favor. Google Dale Hansen recalling his interview with Jerry Jones or something like that. There's a short clip of him telling the story to, like, I don't know, someone else, where he's asking Jerry Jones, he asked Jones, can you name me a team in any sport that would hire you as a general manager based on your record? Now, of course, Jerry wouldn't answer. Hansen calls him out for it. Jerry gets pissed. It's freaking brilliant. And so there's a little clip where Hansen's talking about that interview. Check it out. Cowboy fan or not, it's just great. Anyway, the negotiations with Parsons really hit their first public snag when Jones tried to cut Parsons' agent out of the negotiations. Now, of course, a normal person would have realized that this is kind of a dumb move and try to repair the damage. But in the fantasy football world that is Jerry Jones, that's not a problem. In fact, it's all part of the plan. And of course, we've seen this sort of behavior before, I guess, even in the documentary. Jones and then Cowboys coach Jimmy Johnson, even while they're recording this documentary, couldn't seem to agree who was in charge of drafting players. Jimmy Johnson said, I was. It was even in my contract. Jones counters like, that's bullshit. I wouldn't do that. But I guess when you have a general manager who has mastered the salary cap and is an expert evaluator of talent, well, perhaps 500 guys could have coached that team. And by now, you may have seen Jones's post-trade press conference. And if you did, then you know that everything is really just part of his master plan from day one. Now, why he kept calling Micah Parsons Michael and sometimes Mike, I don't know. Maybe Jerry's just trying to be folksy. Yay, from Arkansas. Or maybe there was more to it. Now, Jones did say in the press conference that no question he could have signed Parsons all the way back in April. But he went on to say that the whole process was actually by design. He said, quote, I made him an offer and it wasn't accepted. And I honor the fact that it wasn't done in the way he wanted to do it, through an agent, AKA the way everybody else does. Why would Jones design a process to leave out the agent knowing it would do, the only thing that it would do is just piss the player off? Checkers and chess, my friends. Checkers and chess. Now, Jones knew the Cowboys were shitty against the run a year ago. And so first order of business for this year is, one, to improve the defense against the run. And of course, number two is to build for a brighter future. Plus, with all this brilliance, Jerry made Micah Parsons ask for the trade. Now suddenly Micah's the problem, not Jerry. Jerry's the folksy guy. He's the good guy. Just like he said in the press conference, I wanted him to stay. I like Mike. And who's Mike? Now, in the trade with the Packers, Dallas did get 3-time Pro Bowler Kenny Clark, who did have a down year last year, but should definitely be really good to help Dallas improve against the run. Their ability to rush the passer definitely got a lot worse, but they did get 2 first-round draft picks from the Packers. Now, these draft picks, Jerry pointed out, could result in several Pro Bowl players, either directly through the draft or through trades, because, well, that's just what a great GM does, right? And, of course, combining that great player evaluations with the benefit of no state taxes allows Jerry to get the players that he wants at lower prices. See? Checkers and chess. Like he told Michael Irvin and recently Micah, not Michael Parsons. Other teams can pay you more, but because Texas does not have state taxes, your take-home pay from the Dallas Cowboys will actually be higher than from other NFL teams. Smart, man. That's the way you play the game. Look, it's fun to make fun of the Cowboys. No team outside of the city of New York gets more coverage for accomplishing so little. But I do feel bad for Cowboys fans. We here in Detroit know how that feels, right? They would happily give their blood, sweat, tears, and taxes to make this team even a little bit better. The question is, where's the light at the end of this tunnel? Jones will never concede control of this team. But fans and former players will get louder in their demands for a change. And then someday in the future, eventually, Jerry Jones, in his last dying breaths, channeling Charlton Heston, will shove his fist in the air in a moment of defiance and rage, shout out, "You can take my team when you pry it from my cold, dead hands." It'll be dramatic and funny, but again, does it solve anything? Will Stephen Jones make it better? Jerry Jr., Charlotte Jones. I mean, she's a hottie. Props for that, but does that solve anything? I mean, the Raiders have shown us one thing, that being brought up in a football family does not qualify you to own an NFL team. So, guess we'll see what happens. But I do appreciate you stopping on by. Like always, please share, like, subscribe, and in the comments, just let me know if I'm full of shit or not. Thanks again. Take care. We'll see you soon.